Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because today's news is absolutely crucial, especially for anyone relying on their pension. HMRC has just confirmed that starting soon, there will be a £300 deduction directly from certain pensions, and if you don't act quickly, you could see your income drop unexpectedly. This is not a drill, and in this video, I'm going to break everything down for you step by step, so you know exactly what's happening, who it affects, and most importantly, how to protect your hard-earned money before it's too late. So let's start with the facts. HMRC has issued an official notice confirming that certain pension payments will be subject to a deduction of £300. This isn't a voluntary change, it's not something that will be reversed easily, and it's not just for a small group of people. This will impact thousands, if not millions, of pensioners across the UK. Many of you rely on your pension to cover everyday expenses, bills, and healthcare costs, so a sudden reduction of £300 could seriously affect your monthly budget. And what makes this even more alarming is that HMRC has emphasized that this is a time-sensitive issue. There's a deadline to act if you want to avoid being affected and missing. It could mean the deduction is applied automatically. Now, you may be wondering, why is HMRC doing this? Well, according to the latest reports, this deduction is linked to a combination of recent tax adjustments and pension overpayment corrections. Over the years, many pensioners have received slightly higher payments due to calculation errors or tax relief misalignments, and HMRC is now working to correct these discrepancies. While it may seem unfair, HMRC says this is part of an effort to ensure the pension system is accurate and sustainable, and they claim that it affects only those whose payments were historically overpaid. But here's the catch. If you don't check your records and act quickly, you might be lumped into this category even if the overpayment isn't your fault. Let's talk about who is most at risk. This £300 deduction primarily affects pensioners who receive their payments through state pensions or certain company pension schemes that are reported directly to HMRC. If you fall into this category, HMRC has already begun sending notices, but not everyone will receive a letter in time. Many pensioners don't check their mail regularly, or their letters may get delayed, and this is where the real danger lies. Some experts are warning that if you ignore this, you could see the deduction applied automatically without the chance to contest it for several months. So what can you do about it? The first step is to review your pension statements immediately. Look for any discrepancies or unusual adjustments and make sure your tax code is correct. If you spot anything that doesn't make sense, contact HMRC or your pension provider right away. Don't wait until the last minute. These processes can take weeks, and HMRC is strict about deadlines. Another option is to check whether you're eligible for any relief or adjustments. In some cases, if the deduction would cause financial hardship, you may be able to request a delay or a payment plan. This is why acting quickly is essential, because once the £300 deduction is processed, reversing it can be complicated and time-consuming. One of the most important things to understand is that this is not just a small administrative error, it's a policy that could affect your monthly income. For many pensioners, £300 is the difference between covering essential expenses and falling behind on bills. Energy costs, rent or mortgage payments, groceries, and healthcare expenses are all rising, and a sudden reduction in your pension could create real financial stress. That's why it's so important to take action today rather than assume this will resolve itself. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, can't I just ignore it? Maybe HMRC will sort it out later. Unfortunately, that's not how this works. HMRC has made it clear that they are enforcing this deduction automatically unless action is taken. Waiting could mean losing out on valuable time to contest the deduction, verify your records, or request an alternative arrangement. Remember, this is HMRC, and while they do provide channels for support, bureaucracy can be slow, and mistakes can take months to fix. By taking proactive steps now, you're protecting your income and ensuring that your pension remains accurate and fair. So what are the exact steps you should take right now? First, gather all your recent pension statements, letters from HMRC, and any correspondence related to your payments. Compare your records to make sure your pension amount and tax code match what HMRC has on file. Second, contact HMRC directly if you notice any discrepancies. You can do this by phone or through their online portal, but make sure to document every conversation. Keep copies of emails, letters, and notes from calls because if there's ever a dispute, having a record will make the process much easier. Third, check if your pension provider offers advice or assistance. Many schemes have dedicated teams to help members navigate HMRC deductions. It's also worth noting that this isn't just a one-time deduction. Some experts predict that similar adjustments could appear in future months as HMRC continues to reconcile pension payments and tax records. That means this is part of a broader trend of stricter enforcement and closer scrutiny of pension payouts. So even if you manage to avoid this £300 deduction, staying vigilant and regularly checking your pension statements is more important than ever. I also want to share a few tips to make sure you're fully prepared. Set up a calendar reminder to review your pension statements every month, especially when new payments arrive. Make sure your contact information is up to date with both HMRC and your pension provider, so you receive any notices immediately. And if you have family members or friends who are pensioners, alert them as well. Many older adults may not be aware of these changes, and having someone to help double-check records can prevent serious financial issues. Some people may be concerned about how this deduction will affect their benefits or tax returns. Here's what you need to know. The £300 deduction will reduce your monthly pension income, but it doesn't automatically change other benefits unless those benefits are means tested. That said, it could impact your eligibility for certain allowances, so it's a good idea to consult with a financial advisor or HMRC directly if you rely on means-tested support. It's better to ask questions now than face unexpected reductions later. Now, let's talk about timing. HMRC has made it clear that the deduction will start very soon, and the window to take action is narrow. If you haven't yet reviewed your pension statements or contacted HMRC, you need to do it today. Don't assume that a delay in communication from HMRC is in your favor. Letters can get lost, and online portals may be confusing. The key is immediacy and diligence. Finally, I want to emphasize that while this news is serious, it doesn't have to be catastrophic. By taking proactive steps, reviewing your records, contacting HMRC, and seeking assistance if needed, you can prevent the £300 deduction from affecting you unnecessarily. The power is in your hands, and acting now could save you months of financial stress. To recap, HMRC has confirmed a £300 pension deduction. It affects thousands of pensioners, and the deadline to act is approaching fast. Review your pension statements, verify your tax code, contact HMRC if needed, and alert anyone else who may be affected. This isn't just a small adjustment. It could impact your ability to cover essential expenses, so treat it with urgency. Remember, staying informed and proactive is the best way to protect your income and ensure your pension remains fair and accurate. That's it for today's video, but before you go, make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. I'll be posting follow-ups as soon as HMRC releases more information, and trust me, you want to be the first to know if anything changes. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and take action today. You don't want to look back and wish you had acted sooner.